Hi. Today I'm talking about what I'm able to eat on a daily basis while having diverticulitis. And I'm going to go over a few things because a lot of people have asked, what can I eat? Now, I'm not talking about when I'm in a flare or even when you're coming out of a flare. Those are very different than to what I can eat on a daily basis since I haven't had a flare in almost 2 years. Um, Now, some of these things I'm going to talk about are not, I wouldn't eat them all in one day, but they are things that I am able to eat. So the first thing is I can have a sandwich. I can eat a sandwich with white bread, tuna. I do okay with mayonnaise. I know that can be real sensitive for some people, with diverticulitis or IBS. But there are a lot of great substitutes out there. There is a vegan mayonnaise that's really good. It's made with olive oil, and I found that one that I really like. Um, so tuna, I can do tuna sandwiches. I've gotten to where, because I love deviled eggs, and I can eat hard boiled eggs and I can eat deviled eggs. I cannot eat fried eggs or eggs in any other form. So I've gotten to where I make a deviled egg uh, salad, just like a potato salad, but I use hard boiled eggs and I cut them up and then I add everything that I can eat. Now, I can eat raw celery in little amounts and things like that. I do put some olives in it. I can do that okay. I do some pickles okay. Again, in small amounts, and I chew everything very, very well. Also, I'm now in the habit of after every bite, I will take a drink of water. And it just helps everything to, go down a little bit easier. Again, chicken soup. I always have chicken soup on hand, and then after a couple days, it gets boring. So then I'll turn it into a chicken and dumpling soup. I like the Bisquick gluten free. I can use regular flour or Bisquick flour, but I prefer the gluten free one. It just settles better for me. Um, Refried beans. I do really well with refried beans. I don't make them. I go, luckily for me, in California. We've got a lot of great places that make refried beans. And we have this one market that I just go up, buy a little container, and I'll eat on those. And they make their own homemade tortillas. And so I'll buy the little tiny ones that are like probably the size of my hand, and I'll eat some refried beans, and I can have a tortilla. I stay away from the corn tortillas. They're not my favorite anyways, but again, corn is just hard to digest, at least for me, and in any form. So I stay away from the corn. Um, Regular chicken, I can do. I can bake it in the oven. I don't do so well with it on the barbecue. I don't know what that's about, but it hits me kind of hard. So I stay away from that. But I do like Foreman grill because it will cook it all the way through, and then it gives it a nice little crunch at the top, on the top of both sides of it. So I really like my George Foreman, and I just have a little one, thinking about getting a bigger one. 11-year-old knows how to do that. It's easy. He'll even throw just like one hamburger patty on that for himself and have a hamburger. But he'll also eat the chicken. He really likes the chicken. Fish. I can do fish. I prefer salmon. I like the salmon from Costco. It's already, prepared, and so I'll get that and bring it home, and I'll put some lime or lemon in it with some, and wrap it in some foil with a little water, and I'll bake that, and that settles really well. I will also do sweet potatoes. I can do baked sweet potatoes. I can do baked potatoes. Um, add sour cream, but I do make my own sour cream, and it has probiotics in it. I do okay with the store bought sour cream as well. I find that easy for myself to digest. Again, a lot of people that have diverticulitis, I realize, can have a become lactose intolerant. I did become lactose intolerant for about 6 months. I couldn't have any type of dairy, no cheese, no mayonnaise, no butter. I mean, not anything. No milk. Now I can, and so I'm okay with doing store bought sour cream, but I much prefer the one I make myself. So I can do that. I do roasted beets. I love roasted beets. Just if you do roasted beets, remember the next day when you have a bowel movement that you don't have blood in your stool. It is the beets. There have been some situations where people have forgotten that they had beet juice. They juiced it and or ate some beets, and by the next day they're like thinking they have blood in their stool, and they run in for a colonoscopy just to find out that you had beets in your colon. So yeah, so just remember that. And also, I do really well with just regular potato salad. Uh, I also do really well with smoothies. I will do, I keep them very simple. I'll do some coconut water. I like that a lot. I will do a banana. I can do that. I'll do mangoes. Just your simple to digest fruits. I can do strawberries, but I don't do them in a whole bunch. Just a little here and there. Plus, I'm just not a big strawberry fan. But you can definitely make smoothies that are easy on the gut, and your stomach will appreciate you for it. But just keep it simple. I also buy the cashew milk, or I prefer the Silk brand, but you can also do almond milk from them. I get the unsweetened, no flavoring. I just want it for my smoothies, and I've been able to handle that okay. And of course, now for us here in California, we're getting close to watermelon season, so I'll do watermelon. I do buy the seedless. I know they do have the little white seeds in them, but they don't bother me. They're a soft seed. Sorry for the noise. I am outside. It's just so beautiful today. I couldn't help it. And why I can, because we just got out of 104-degree weather. One day was 107 already in June, and then it dropped down to, low 80s. So I'm outside enjoying that on my porch for now. And I do roasted carrots. I handle those very well. Um, I don't. I used to be a big advocate of juicing before I got the diverticulitis, and thought I was doing really well with that. But and I was doing really well with that. But then once I tried juicing afterwards, even today, I have to be very careful if I'm juicing because it makes me extremely gassy. And then that just irritates the whole colon and intestinal issues, and that I don't like that. But if I keep it simple and I just juice maybe one or two things at a time, I'm okay with that. But I'm just trying to I'm still learning what I can and can't handle. I know I cannot do steak. I occasionally can handle a hamburger, but it may be like a half of a hamburger. I've also taken myself down to smaller portions because we have, the great big plates. And so now I've taken myself down to the smaller one, and trying not to overfill that. I have a bowl that I use, and then have to remind myself just halfway on the bowl. Um, so portions for me is a big deal because if I overeat, I get extremely swollen. My gut will swell, and it's extremely uncomfortable. And I hate that feeling. So I just really try to keep it to a minimal, and I'll have more meals, not really even meals, but just little bits throughout the day instead of a big, pile of food at one time. And so I really hope that helps with some of the questions on what can I eat on a daily basis. Again, I wouldn't eat all of these on a daily basis, but I can eat them throughout the week or what have you. I do also make my own beans, the whole beans. I love lentils. I do. There's been some comments on how do you eat beans? They make you so gassy. For me, I soak my beans overnight, and then my mom always did a little trick, and it seems to help. I still do it. I think I just do it because she did it, but I think a lot of those things that they did back in the day, we're coming to find out there was a purpose. But she would cut a potato, just a regular oak potato, in half, and she'd stick it down in with the beans while the beans soaked and overnight. And then she would drain all of that off, to, of course, take the potato out, rinse them, and then she would bake them in the slow cooker or crock pot overnight, and the next day we had beans, and I never had a problem. Still don't, and they don't make me gassy if I do them in that way. So again, I really hope this has helped someone to just, I know how scary it can be, and just to be able to eat something is so nice after being, you know, uh, I don't want to say we neglect ourselves with our eating, but we do miss those things that we were able to eat before, and so it's nice to just have something that we can eat, that we can tolerate, and it's satisfying. I probably one of the most things I missed was that full feeling, and I'm not talking about the bloated irritability. I'm just, before I got the diverticulitis, just having that satisfying feeling, and that's hard to get back when you have this, because again, I have to eat small amounts, and I'm not able to eat everything that I would like to eat, but probably needed to stay away from it anyways. So, again, subscribe and leave a comment, and I will be more than happy to answer anything. And if there's a subject you would like me to talk about, then please leave it down in your comments. I do read them and go over them, and I really take a lot of thought into consideration in what you're asking for. So have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.